Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while, and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you can tell by the title of the video, today we're going to review some BK Beauty brushes. I have both face brushes and eye brushes. So far my collection has been getting bigger because I really wanted to give you my honest review of these brushes. They were all purchased. None of these were gifted to me. And yeah, so let's get started with this video because I am going to use these while I'm doing the review just so I could show you the best way I like to use them. Okay, let's get started. As you could see, I do own quite a bit of BK Beauty brushes. I want to say most of them I got them on sale. The only ones I didn't get on sale are the most recently she launched, which is the Core extension line. But everything else I did get them on sale, and like I mentioned earlier, I purchased all of this with my money. I did not get any of these set. I know sometimes it's hard to trust when somebody's giving a review on something that's been gifted, and I'm only saying that because those thoughts sometimes come through my head, you know, and I'm somebody who makes beauty content. So if it goes through my head, then it probably goes through your head. But I did purchase all of these brushes with my money. BK Beauty is a brand that is owned by Lisa J. She is a YouTuber. She started as a beauty content creator here on YouTube, and she decided to create her own brush line because I guess a lot of the brushes out there weren't really working for her, or they weren't just right. So she decided to create her own brand and come out with some brushes. Now, I don't know the 100% story because I haven't really gone and watched it, but from what I have heard from other creators who use BK Beauty, that is pretty much the scoop. Okay, so we are going to use these and I'm going to let you know as I'm using them what I think, my thoughts on these brushes themselves, and yeah, just show you how they work. Okay, let's get to actually using these brushes. But first, I already primed my face. Skincare has been done. It's been like 45 minutes to an hour. I used the new e.l.f. primer with the niacinamide, the one in the pink bottle, for the perimeters of my face. And I used the Denisamyrix Balm in my T-zone. The foundation I'm using is the reason why I combined those primers, and actually they're part of my bi-weekly bin, so that's why too. I did also jump into this e.l.f. Halo Glow, so I am going to include newer products in this video because I want to kind of give you like an update as well on products that I recently tried out, and I've really been enjoying this e.l.f. Halo Glow. I think I'm enjoying this more than the Charlotte Tilbury, which is crazy. Okay, so if you guessed it, I am going to jump into the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Liquid Foundation. I've been using this for the past week because I want to make sure that I get a good idea on whether I really do enjoy this foundation or not, and so far it has not disappointed. It truly hasn't. I wore it for 10 hours the other day, and by the end of the night, other than around my nose because of I've been sick, it looked like I had just applied it. It is absolutely crazy, and I'm pretty sure the primers that I'm using has a lot to do with. Okay, so BK Beauty 106 is what I'm going to use, and this she has on the website described as a domed brush, like a domed foundation brush. Yeah, the round foundation brush. That is exactly what I use this for. This is like the perfect shape for me. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's just the perfect foundation brush. A lot of my favorite foundation brushes have this shape right here, and they're just my favorite. They just are. This is a really good brush that I am absolutely stoked that I purchased. I bought this one along with a powder brush during the Black Friday sale. I didn't go too crazy because I didn't want to spend too much on Black Friday. Okay, I did want to also showcase the BK Beauty 109. Now, this brush is part of the Core Extension line. This is not sold individually yet. I believe it should be coming shortly. So this is a pretty small brush. Some people don't enjoy that for foundation, but I actually think this is a good, decent size. I do not own the bigger foundation brush from her line because I feel that it is too big for my liking. This one, I have been enjoying it. It just helps you be more precise. So right now I'm just trying to build a tiny bit more of the foundation wherever I feel I need more coverage. It's just the perfect size. I do know that some people who own this brush have been using it for like cream products, which I feel is like a really good shape, but I've been using it like as a foundation brush for when I want to be very, very detailed, to like get a tiny bit more coverage. Or if you want lighter coverage, just use it for all over the face with a tint. But this is also a really good brush. It's in my absolute favorite. No, it's not, but it's a good one. I will not lie, it's a good one. Okay, the next thing I'm going to apply is concealer, and in this case I'm going to use the Rare Beauty Under Eye Brightener, so it's not really like a concealer. I am going to add my Bobbi Brown color corrector because I enjoy this Rare Beauty Under Eye Brightener with this before applying that product. Okay, so FYI, everything I use is always linked down below. Yeah, so make sure to check the description box before you comment asking, just because I say it in the video and then I also link it down below. So yeah, it just lets me know that you didn't really watch the video. Okay, so this next brush is the BK Beauty 110, and this is another brush that is part of the Core Extension line. Okay, so this is kind of like a bigger concealer brush. I enjoy my concealer brushes to be fluffy because I feel like if I use a brush that's a tiny bit too dense, the coverage is too heavy on my under eye. So I enjoy brushes like these. I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy it, but I've actually become very fond of this as a concealer brush. And since it's part of the Core Extension line, this is not available yet as sold individually, but I believe she said it was coming at the beginning of this year. So maybe soon we'll hear that they're going to be sold individually now. She does have a promo going on right now where you get this brush, the bigger one of this one, and the concealer brush that has the shape for $80. So 3 of the brushes for $80. I feel like that's a decent deal for what you're getting. But yeah, it's so fluffy. It's nice and big, and then like it's kind of domed and pointy, so that works really well to get in there. I enjoy this a lot as a concealer brush. It's definitely become a top favorite, and I think I am going to do a video where I tell you my absolute favorite brushes for when I apply my makeup, because I have some like super holy grail ones that I feel are worth letting you know in case you don't own them. Okay, I went ahead and applied the Rare Beauty Under Eye Brightener. This is in the shade Medium, and for the Bobbi Brown, it is in the shade Peach. I've really been enjoying this Rare Beauty product. I think it is absolutely perfect if you like a very light under eye coverage. I don't think you can get any more than like light, maybe light medium, but not really. My absolute favorite way, like I said, is applying color corrector first and then this, and that's how I use it as a concealer. Yeah, I feel it is absolutely beautiful, and my under eyes look amazing the whole day. Okay, now we're going to do cream, bronzer, and contour. I did apply the Fenty contour stick in Amber, and for this I absolutely love the BK Beauty 111. So this is a fluffy flat brush, and as you could tell, it's a pretty big boy, right? This one is part of the Core Extension line, so you cannot purchase it individually just yet. I have been loving this so much. I don't even recall which brush I actually loved before this one for my cream bronzer and contour. I cannot remember which brushes I loved for this because I don't want to stop using this one. When the core extension line brushes become available individually, I think I'm going to just order at least one of these so I have two of them because it is that good. I love this brush. I think it is just perfect. Blends out everything beautifully, perfectly, and so fast. Okay, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Bronzer. I have really been enjoying this. The color is a little bit warm for like the season we're in, but I just love how natural and just glowy it looks. It's so pretty. What shade do I have? I have the shade Day Trip, and it's a nice one. It's a very nice one. Yeah, I've really been enjoying this bronzer. I think it is so pretty. Like, do you see that? See how it looks so natural and beautiful? And then this brush, oh my goodness. Okay, complexion is looking bomb.com, isn't it? Okay, now we're going to jump into some cream blush, and for that I do have the BK Beauty 112, and this is like a very small version of a blush brush. I believe she created, because I did watch her video when she announced the core extension line, but I believe she created this mostly for highlight, or maybe she did create it for blush but ended up using it for highlight. I personally think this is too big for me for highlight, so I have been using this for blush, and it is really nice. It allows you to be very precise with your placement, which I totally like. I don't have a new blush that I'm trying out right now, so I'm just going to jump into this Refi Beauty in Citrine just so I can show you the application with the brush. I definitely find that this works beautifully with cream products. If you own the Danessa Myricks Lip and Cheek Balm Palette, this brush fits perfectly in those pans, and it works beautifully also with that formula. But yeah, this is just like a small blush brush. I feel like you're either going to like this or you're not. I also use it with powder blush and it works just as great. Okay, now I'm going to apply powder, and the powder in this rotation that I'm doing is by Beauty Bakery. The what is this called? The flower? Yeah, the flower setting powder, and I believe this is in translucent. I think they do have other shades. Purchased this during their 21 days of beauty sales. Oh, I want to say it's been 2 years now, and I kind of forgot about this powder, so I just took it out so I could use it. Okay, so the next brush is the BK Beauty 104, and this is called a tapered powder brush. When you first receive it, you see that? It's like super pointy, like super pointy, and then once you start using it, it really fluffs out. Now, I have seen people use this brush for bronzer or powder. For me personally, this is way too big to use for bronzer and blush, but that's just my personal taste. I don't like big brushes for that. So we are going to powder the face. This has become a new favorite all over face powder brush. It is just so nice, so soft, so pretty, and it's so big and so fluffy that it covers what it needs to cover quickly. So if you are somebody who wants your makeup done super quick, this is a really good one for powder. I enjoy it. All over the face powder, that is. Definitely probably my second favorite brush from the BK Beauty that I have purchased. Okay, now we're going to talk about eye brushes. By the way, that big fluffy brush that I use for the powder is $36. The domed foundation brush, I didn't tell you how much that cost, did I? I sure didn't. The 106 round foundation brush retails for $34. Eye brushes. I did also place an order for these when she was having a sale, and I cannot remember when, but it was before Black Friday, and I ended up purchasing 2 different eye bundles. I did get dupes of some of the brushes, like the 202 brush. As you could see, it's like a fluffy tapered brush. this one, I did not get a dupe of this one. This is the BK Beauty 201, which is more of just a fluffy, bigger brush that's great for the crease if you want it really blown out. I did get a dupe of the BK Beauty 204, which is like a very small, thin, fluffy brush, and I'll show you what I use this for because I love that brush. And I think these are the only other two that I got duplicates of. The BK Beauty, what is this? The 203, and it's like a fluffy, flat packing brush, which I do enjoy as well. And then there's this one, which is like a fluffy flat, but it has a little bit of a curve to it. 205 is the name of this brush. And then last but not least, this small precision brush, the BK Beauty 207, for when you want to be really detailed, either with your outer corners. I use this a lot for like the inner corner highlight. Good options, good brushes. I do feel like it just depends on your preference and your eye size as well. Like for me personally, I use both of these on the crease. For me, I don't feel like I need, like I could either have this one or this one. I don't really have a preference. I mean, you can be a tiny bit more precise with this one. So if I had to choose, I would only choose one of these. I'm just not sure which one. Why don't we get started with an eye look, and then that way I can show you some of these in action. Okay, so we are going to jump into the Lisa Eldridge Vega palette. I haven't showcased this since my last two videos. I have used it since here and there, but only like particular products, not the whole palette. So let's jump into this. And I think I'm going to use the BK Beauty 202, the smaller of like the fluffy crease brushes, just because this formula, I feel like, and the shade I'm going to go into, which is this one, you really do have to pack your brush, and the fluffier one I feel is just going to take longer and too much. So I'm dipping into French gray, which is like that taupey gray shade, and again this is the BK Beauty 202, and I'm going to add this to my crease. And I did already prime my eyes. I used the ColourPop Party Proof eye base, and as you can see, it's a very beautiful gray tone taupey shade. Okay, and that's what that shade looks like. Okay, now we are going to jump into this shade right here, which is Turbulence, and I'm going to jump into the BK Beauty 205, which is the fluffy flat brush that has like that round shape to it. I mainly use this brush for my outer corner, so I could be very detailed. It's going to go in the outer corner, and I'm tapping first before I blend. And by the way, I have really been loving this Lisa Eldridge palette. I think it is absolutely beautiful, just so soft and sophisticated. I think I did a good job at picking this one up versus any of the other ones, because I've really been enjoying it. Okay, and now for my absolute favorite eye brush that BK Beauty has created, and that is the smallest brush that I own from them. Yeah, it's the BK Beauty 204. So this I absolutely love for creating that smoky outer corner wing. I'm going to jump into black in this palette, which is called Lamp Black. Oh, this black in this palette is so perfect. I have never in my life seen such a perfect black. So as you can see, I picked up a tiny bit, and then I like to place it on the lower outer corner, and then I like to go up top and also place it on the top outer corner, and I like to wing it out just a tiny bit. And then I like to smudge it, and it just creates the most beautiful, subtle, sophisticated outer corner smoky wing, and it makes the eye look just so good. Okay, that's what the eye is looking like. I did go ahead and place the shimmer, well, it's more of a metallic, this one here in the outer corner, which is called Moon Swirl, and it's a metallic. Put that on the lid. Since I used my finger, I didn't want to really show it. Now I'm going to jump into this one, the BK Beauty 207. And like I said, I've mostly been using this for like the inner corner. I am going to jump into the shimmery shade, which is called Supernova. And it's described as a luminous like shimmer. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's probably why. Okay, this is what the makeup is looking like. I did do my mascara and eyebrows off camera. Now we're going to jump into some powder blush, and I am going to use again the BK Beauty 112. If I had to pick a favorite way to use it, I would definitely say cream blush. I'm jumping into Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to apply this. Yeah, so this works for both, but I feel like I can notice more of a difference with the cream products than I can with the powder like blushes, just because I usually prefer like a fluffy brush for my blush, but it does work both ways. I just personally prefer it for cream products. Okay, and now for the very last BK Beauty brush that I'm going to talk about for this video, and that is the BK Beauty 113. This one is also part of the core extension line. Like I said, and have been saying throughout this video, you can't get these individually, the five, I think it's 5 of them that are included in the core extension line, but they are coming sometime this year. I think I remember her saying at the beginning of this year. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll see her announce that these are going to be sold individually. So this one she actually created for powder under your eyes. I don't use brushes for powder under my eyes, like when I set my concealer. I use a puff. Anytime I use a brush, my eyes do not set. They crease like crazy, and I probably shouldn't have even put any powder. So I always powder my under eyes with a puff. I thought that this shape is actually really nice for highlight. It reminds me a little bit of the Sonia G small cheek brush that I love for highlight. So I decided to use it for highlight, and I love it. Specifically with cream and liquid highlights. So this Lila B, which unfortunately Lila B is no longer available, but any cream highlight, like I'm dipping my brush in here, this brush, oh, so beautifully. Like, I don't know if it's the bristles, the shape of it or what, but it literally, like, you see that? It just makes the highlight melt into your skin. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is another favorite that almost is replacing my #1 favorite highlighter brush. I'm going to now jump into this Jaclyn cosmetic, which I'm kind of like, I probably shouldn't because of all the drama that she's been involved in lately. I feel like she's always involved in drama, but that's a story for another day. So I dotted a little bit of liquid highlight here, and I'm going to dip my brush into this and apply it. Okay, and this is the completed full face of makeup using pretty much all BK Beauty brushes. For the lip, I did go into my Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I've already had Velvet Petal, but I did want to use Kitten Mischief, which I purchased. It's one of like the glossy lip balm lipstick hybrid things, because I feel like a lot of time you see makeup content creators feature makeup or review makeup, and then you don't see them feature it again. So I did want to hit some old ones that I have reviewed and just give you an updated thought about the product itself. And I mean, this lip speaks for itself. Beautiful, stunning. I've really been enjoying that lipstick, Kitten Mischief. Let's get to talking about BK Beauty as a whole and if I think the brushes are worth it. I have definitely seen negative comments where I hear that they're too expensive for what they are. And I feel like nowadays everything is expensive. We keep seeing prices being increased. You know, these luxury brands keep increasing their prices. And even though it's only like $1 or $2, it adds up very quickly. BK Beauty is owned by Lisa J. And from what I recall, she only has 10 employees. So that means it is an 11-person show to run this company that sells so many brushes. I mean, I feel like every single YouTuber that I watch uses BK Beauty brushes. I feel they are priced accordingly. It's a case by case on whether you think it's too expensive or not. My budget and how much I can spend on money is different from somebody else, and what I might consider expensive, some other people might not consider expensive. But I will say this, if you purchase BK Beauty brushes at regular price, you will not be disappointed because they are actually very good. Okay, so for the core extension line, which there's 9 pieces in the collection, 5 of them, these 5 are face brushes and the other 4 are eye brushes. I feel like her face brushes are kind of the stronger suit in the BK Beauty brushes brand versus the eyes. I feel like the eyes, for me personally, I'm like, okay, like I have other ones already in my collection that are very similar to it, and these perform the same as those or not as good. Feel like for sure face brushes are like the strong suit of the brand, just from what I have tried. You can purchase just the core line extension face set, which costs you $140 for these 5 brushes. The other eye brushes, the brush set for hooded or smaller eyes, I think that's one of the set I got. It's $75, but I do remember getting it on special. And then the Essentials eye brush set, which is $80, and I'm pretty sure I got those on sale. So like I said, it just depends on you and whether you think that's expensive or not. But I don't think you'll be disappointed. I don't think so. And then these 2, I got them individually on sale for Black Friday, and I do not regret at all purchasing these brushes. Okay, so in conclusion, for this very long, very detailed video review of BK Beauty brushes, I feel that the performance of these brushes definitely speaks for itself, and I would recommend them. I wouldn't recommend all of them. I would definitely say pick some up at a sale first and probably do like individual ones that you think you might really enjoy and then go from there, because I would hate for you to buy bundles and then you not like a couple of brushes from the bundle. That is one of the reasons why I enjoy bundles, but then I don't enjoy bundles. I don't love every single brush from the brush sets that I have purchased. Yeah, okay, well that is it for this video. I'm enjoying these brushes. I've been using them for about 4 or 5 weeks, ever since I ordered the eye brushes, which was way before Black Friday. And so I know if I enjoy them or not, and I feel like you got a pretty good description of every single brush that I used. Okay, well let me know down below if you have tried BK Beauty brushes. What do you think? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Do you think they're overpriced? Or do you think that the price is on point with the performance of the brushes? Okay, well thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my affiliate links, it all means the world to me. Okay, well with that being said, I would love it if you gave this video a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would definitely help me out in the algorithm of hopefully bringing some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking the subscribe button. I would love to have you. Okay, my lovelies, I will see you on the next video. Bye.